What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the B-Roll Sports Podcast. On today's episode, I will be starting a new series where I talk about a famous athlete from Kansas, and for this episode specifically, I will be talking about Barry Sanders. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into it. Okay, so like I said, I'll be talking about Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders, for those who don't know, was a phenomenal football player and played in the NFL for a long time. He was born in 1968 in Wichita, Kansas, so that's why I'm talking about him. He was born in Kansas, which I actually didn't know that until I was starting to make this episode. One thing about him is he was a relatively small player. He was 5'8", and then in the NFL, he was 200 pounds. I don't know what he is now. But, so he was pretty small. I mean, a lot of people, especially, football players aren't that tall. But 5'8" is pretty small just in general for a boy. In high school, he played at Wichita North, and he, as a running back, and he earned all-state honors. So he was a really good running back. He was a really good running back. In his senior year in high school, this was his best year by far. In 1985, he rushed for 1,417 yards on 139 carries. So obviously he was in there a lot. An average over 10 yards a carry. That is really, really good for those who don't know. I mean, you're averaging a first down every single time. So the fact that he was able to do that was really impressive. And he had 17 touchdowns in a senior season. Now, his college seasons are almost even more impressive, which I'll get to that. And the most amazing thing about this is that he only played in high school just 7 games. I don't know why that is, or if he got hurt, or they just don't play that many games back then. But only 7 games, so, he didn't get that much chance to get that much yards, so that's averaging a little over 200 yards a game, so he was one of the best running backs in history. Some people think he's the best, but after his senior year, he committed to Oklahoma State in 1986. And then, starting his freshman season at Oklahoma State, he ran for 325 yards and 74 attempts and played 8 games. So, he was in there a little bit, but it was nothing special. It's just his freshman year. He was kind of getting used to things. But then in his sophomore season, he had a pretty good year. Played 11 games at Oklahoma State with 603 yards on 105 attempts. So, he had a good yards to attempts ratio, and he averaged 5.7 yards per carry on 9 touchdowns. So he had a pretty good year in his sophomore year. But his junior year, now that was something that was special. This is the one of the most impressive college years, or running back years, in history. He had 2,628 rushing yards on 37 touchdowns. So, in 11 games. So that's averaging over 3 touchdowns a game. He was so dominant, and he also won the Heisman, which isn't surprising. He was so good that I would assume it was just almost everyone voted for him. So, and then after that junior season, not surprisingly, he got drafted pretty high up, 3rd overall pick in 1989 by the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, over this time that he was playing, they were always good, but they never had that quarterback. They always had that running back with Barry Sanders, but they just never had the quarterback to win a Super Bowl. And Barry Sanders has never won a Super Bowl, mainly because of that reason. Because the Lions were a really bad team at that point before Barry Sanders came. And then in his rookie season, he won Offensive Rookie of the Year in 1990 with 1,304 yards, 13 touchdowns in 16 games. So he had a really good rookie year, especially that young of a player to have, or to just get right into the league and start dominating. That's pretty rare to happen, because a lot of stars take some time, 1 or 2 years, to get into the mix of things and become an actual star. But he was a star right from the beginning, basically. Let's see here. He led the Lions to the first playoff win since 1958 and 1991. Like, that shows you how bad they are. They hadn't won a playoff game, and I'm not going to do the quick math, but wait, I am. 30-something years, 33 years, they haven't won a playoff game. So the fact that you haven't got to the playoffs, well, they probably got to the playoffs once, but haven't won one game in the playoffs, that's really bad. That means you probably had a losing season almost like all the time. So it probably wasn't a great culture going in there, but Barry Sanders changed that a little bit. Let's see here. And he won the Offensive Player of the Year in 1994 with 1,883 yards, 331 carries, and 7 touchdowns. So he had a really good season, had a lot of yards, and played a whole bunch of snaps. And he didn't have as many touchdowns. I don't know. He probably just didn't have just the luck to run right in the end zone. But in 1997, he won MVP, so big accomplishment for him, and Offensive Player of the Year, so he won both, while rushing 2,053 yards. For those who don't know, rushing over 2,000 yards in a season has barely ever happened. That is very rare. I think the latest player to do was Derrick Henry in like 2021, 2020, something like that. But I think it said like only 8 players to ever do it. Yeah, I have it on here. The 9th player to ever reach that accomplishment to go over 2,000 yards. And he beat it by 53 yards. So I think Derrick Henry's was like 2010 or something. Barely got it. But he got it by about 50 yards. So that was probably his best season that he played, especially in the NFL. He retired at the top of his career. This was a really weird thing for him. Just getting to the max point in his career, his prime, at 31 years old, and what was 1,457 yards short of breaking the all-time rushing record. So he would have broken that by a whole bunch if he were to play for like 20 years. So that was pretty disappointing for a lot of people. I think he had a certain leaving message. I don't have it on here, but he just didn't find the love for football. And sometimes that happens. You play a sport so much you don't like it. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes it doesn't. You love it for your whole life. And then another thing, Barry Sanders, in my opinion, is so good because he gets so low to the ground. He's very shifty. And he can turn nothing into something with his jukes. If you watch him, watch some highlights of him, when he is very, just like juke. And I watched this clip where he basically got by the whole team. The whole team was just kind of surrounding him, and he did just a cut straight up, and he got it just right through. It was really impressive. And another thing about him that I really like personally is that he was not cocky at all. This is one thing that I really appreciate. I know a lot of players do it. It's okay as long as it's not too excessive. But he would just after having a 50-yard touchdown or something, he would just go and hand the ball to the ref instead of hitting a celebration for the camera. And that's something that I really appreciate as a player because I don't like to celebrate. I mean, I will, but not like a dance or something, like just be excited, you know. And Barry Sanders can get excited. He was just very not like a dance or something. And then last thing, he's 57 years old now, so he's getting older, and he has 4 sons. Noah, who's playing football right now at Toledo. He's doing pretty good at Toledo. Nick, who's playing basketball at Michigan State, he's not averaging too many points a game, but he does get some playing time every so often, then and there. Nigel, who works in law, so he's just like a lawyer, I think that's what it said. And then Barry Sanders Jr., who played football for Oklahoma State in 2016. So that was his first son, I'm pretty sure. And then each of them got older. His younger sons got different names. So the three N's, Noah, Nick, and Nigel, and then the oldest one, Barry Sanders Jr. But that's all I have for this episode. I will make some more of these the more I found players who are good from Kansas. And if you have any recommendations, put it down in the comments below. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.